Against Texas Tech, it's Sarah Sonogo set to tip against Peyton McFarland. Underway from Fertitta Center. Texas Tech in red, Houston is in whites. Texas Tech won the first meeting in December by 15. Sonogo, backdoor cut. Easy bucket for Bailey Maupin for our first points today.
A great way to set the tone offensively. They know that Houston has that deny, that pressure that they bring. And so what do you do to beat that? A backdoor cut.
We see the starting five for Houston. It's McFarland, Merchant, Cook, Love, and Layla Blair. McFarland with the catch. She's called for an offensive foul. The charge is drawn by Jasmine Shavers, who was under the basket.
Houston trying to get Peyton McFarland going early in this one. Nice job there by Texas Tech. The help defense coming over, setting her feet and drawing that charge.
There is the Texas Tech Lady Raider lineup under fifth-year head coach Krista Gerlich, Shavers, Fritz, Maupin, Wynn, and Sonogo. McFarland, good defense against Fritz, the transfer from Baylor. And no Leilani Ogman today for Houston. She only played 2 minutes against Baylor as we look back at this defense at the right block.
And that was another backdoor cut by Texas Tech, but a nice job there by Peyton McFarland, the help defense coming over. But Texas Tech is going to keep backdoor cutting when they have that pressure that they're getting on the outside perimeter. Another one right there.
Cut again, deflected by McFarland. Kick out to Shavers from the corner, off the mark as the shot clock expires. Layla Blair has the rebound. Blair in the front court. Hands off for Gigi Cook. Guarded by Shavers. Through a screen, it's Cook. Back for Layla Blair. Merchant spinning, fade away off the back iron. And the rebound inside from Sarah Sonogo, the Paris, France native. Hesitation for Maupin. Kick out through the hands of Blair. Extra pass for Wynn. Open three. Jada Wynn.
Great ball movement there. Texas Tech pushing it up the floor. Didn't really get a look in transition, but Houston's defense wasn't completely set. They rotate the ball. They find the open man, and that's the best and easiest way to knock down those open shots.
Here's Blair. Quick trigger from the left wing is off the mark. Rebound underneath from Danae Fritz. There's Fritz, gets all the way to the paint. Double team by Love. Three in the key is the call.
Sonogo open, just didn't have a good angle to get the pass to her. And turnover because of it.
Roy Golbayan, Meta Christensen, and Iffy Seals are our officials today. We talked to them before the game, asked about their arrival. They got here on Monday, 2 days before the game, expecting to snow on Tuesday.
Yeah, everyone cooped up for a day, stayed in the hotel, just try to stay warm, and that's sometimes what you have to do. You change and have some unexpected plans, but the end result is still playing a game, and we have a good one here today.
Aaliyah Love with the bucket. Houston on the board. Love starts today in place of Leilani Ogman. Love played 37 minutes off the bench against Baylor last weekend. Here's Maupin. Kicks it out for Fritz. Missed a good look. Love with the rebound. And then she throws it away to Fritz. McFarland was looking up court. And a travel is the call. No bucket there for Danae Fritz.
Houston getting lucky that they didn't give up an easy 2 points in that situation. You secure the ball, you're trying to push it up the court, a miscommunication. Peyton McFarland's job is to run up the court when they secure it. She's not going to be the one that's bringing it up the floor, and so I understand she was falling out of bounds, but you can't throw it to your center player who's trying to run the rim. So they got lucky that Texas Tech didn't get those 2 points from that possession.
Here's Gigi Cook. Guarded by the Houston native Logan Johnson out of Houston Christian Academy. Layla Blair. McFarland missed it with the mid-range. Love nearly chased down the rebound into the hands of Wynn. Shavers. Jab steps twice. Poked away by Cook. Johnson runs it down. Tie-up force by Merchant there. Possession arrow with Houston.
Great on-ball defense by Kiara Merchant, but Layla Blair also had a little bit of help in that. She put her hand in on the backside, just caused a little bit of chaos there, and that's what got Kiara Merchant to have the opportunity to tie the ball up. So credit to Layla Blair, her back's to the ball, but still able to reach around and get a touch on the ball in that situation.
Jalen Bristow checks in for the first time for Texas Tech. She's a transfer from Iowa State, grew up in Holiday, Texas, west of Wichita Falls. And there is Krista Gerlich, 5th year at her alma mater. She won the national title at Texas Tech in 1993. She says it's been a tough year. They've underperformed based off their expectations.
But she did talk about how her team has come together in a really player-led meeting and said, guys, look, we haven't had the start to conference play that we wanted, but we still have the potential to complete some of those goals that we have in mind. So we have to put that behind us, flush those losses, and start playing well now. And she does feel like in the past 7 to 10 days, her team is starting to come together, and she's seeing more of what she expected out of this team preseason.
Here is a foul as McFarland went for the loose ball. The previous bucket was from Jalen Bristow. Now we see Ashley Chevalier check in. She's facing her former team. Chevalier, the transfer from Texas Tech in her first season at Houston. Shavers back for Bristow. Off the mark from deep. Rebound tapped back, picked up by Blair. Houston cold to start this one. Only bucket from Aaliyah Love. Love attacks, draws a blocking foul. Logan Johnson charged with this foul.
Leah Love is someone we've seen come off the bench recently the past few games, but with limited players available, she's back in the starting lineup. Coach Huey liked when she had the opportunity to sit on the bench for a few minutes, watch the game, see how it's going to play out, and just let it soak in before you come out there and make an impact. But now, being in the starting lineup, you got to change your mindset, and you have to be ready to make some plays from the tip.
Love makes the first. Maya Pete's checked in. Pete's a 5th-year senior, 6'6". Her first 4 seasons at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Love makes both. Now Shavers will start the offense from Mesquite, Texas to Horn High School before Mississippi State. Johnson backs it out. Shavers missed it with the left hand. Houston ball. Texas Tech on the road have spent an extra day in Houston and benefiting from the extra practice. Wide open 3, top of the arc from Jada Wynn. Red Raiders up 3, first quarter in Fertitta Center.
They face Kansas at home on Saturday. She says she wants to play in that game. And then also a quick update from the Texas Tech bench. Sarah Sonogo is getting her right knee checked out on the sideline.
Good stuff, Brooke. Thank you for those updates.
Ogman, someone that had the opportunity to play more minutes when Houston had all these injuries to start the season, and she was someone that brought really high energy and had a great motor and impacted the game on both sides of the floor. So tough to see her out for this one, but hopefully, like Brooke mentioned, that she can be back by Saturday after she gets fitted for that mask. And it will be difficult to play with that aggressive mindset after you have broken your nose and you have that mask. You can be timid at times, so it will be interesting to see what her mindset is and how she plays with the broken nose and mask.
Summer Bostock checks in for the first time for Gigi Cook. Shavers into the passing lane. Merchant with the steal. Merchant hustling, but it went off her foot. We saw Merchant have maybe the best game of her career against Oklahoma State on the defensive end. This was good anticipation here.
Great job there, just reading the eyes of the pass coming and able to jump through the passing lane. Didn't get the steal and layup, but you love the hustle. You love the way that she's playing with that aggressiveness on the defensive end. Consistency has been an issue for Merchant at times, but when you can set the tone with making plays on defense, that usually allows your offense to come easier for you.
So now it's Love in the center role with McFarland getting a break, and she was defending Maya Pete there. Pete called for a 3 in the key. That's 2 already, and you can start to see why Texas Tech averages 18 turnovers a game. Those are 2 or 3 in the key calls already on Tech in the first quarter.
The turnovers, and that's what we were talking about. Whoever has less mental lapses can put together longer periods without making those type of mistakes is going to be the team that can come out on top. Both of these teams at times have struggled with taking care of the ball, valuing every possession, and you hear both of these coaches say, we just want to get a shot up, give ourselves a chance to score. And if you turn it over before you get a look, you can't do that. Nice job there by Houston. Love going to the rim, driving hard, and putting herself on the free throw line. Cougars have been cold in this one, and the best way to come out of that is putting yourself on the line and knocking down a couple free throws.
She made the first, makes both. She has the first 6 points for Houston. It's a 7-6 game as Johnson gets in the front court. Back in her hometown of Houston. Bristow. Maupin. Nearly lost the handle. Maupin entry pass into Pete. Pete's fouled. Now 3-second count again. Back-to-back offensive possessions where a 3 in the key have been called on Texas Tech.
And that's a nice job by Houston's perimeter players defensively to cause enough attention to the guards where they can't get it inside. You recognize that Texas Tech is trying to get it inside because they see the mismatch, but Houston's doing a really nice job there not allowing that easy entry pass.
Head coach Krista Gurley talking with the officials now about those 3-second calls. Bostock will get to the free throw line. She is fouled on her way into the paints.
Bostock, someone that doesn't play a ton of minutes, but it seems like every time she is out on the floor, she's doing something to impact the game, this time driving and putting herself at the free throw line.
Foul committed by Logan Johnson. She is at 69% from the line this season, 9 of 13. She misses the first. We'll keep an eye on the footwork as Texas Tech made 3 substitutions there right before the free throws. Stock makes 1 of 2. And how the post players enter the paint. Let's watch Sarah Sanogo here on this possession. Her heels just outside the key. Maupin. Shavers. A few jab steps back to her left hand. Shavers off the window, missed it. Offensive rebound, missed putback, and Bostock clears the rebound. It was a good look there for Sarah Sanogo. Bostock up court. Love. Good recovery from Fritz, who got there in front of Blair.
Yeah, those long passes, they're too risky. Texas Tech doing a nice job hustling back and able to intercept the second of the 2 long passes that Houston just tried to use in transition.
Shavers missed the corner 3. Love grabs the rebound. Texas Tech 1 of 5 from downtown here in the first quarter. Merchant took 1 too many steps. A travel called against the Houston guard. Adley Blacklock checks in. She's a hometown hero in Lubbock. First few seasons at Oregon State, now in her first year at Texas Tech. Many of the fans grew up idolizing Adley Blacklock as a high school player in Lubbock. Here she is in the corner. Pressured by Love. Good vision across court for Fritz. She missed the 3. Tough rebound here for Kala Freelon, who's checked in the game. Back inside, offensive foul is called. Chevalier draws the charge against Sarah Sanogo.
Well, that's going to be another turnover for Texas Tech. They've really struggled the last 5 or 6 minutes taking care of the ball. You got to know that's something Coach Gerlich's going to really push on in this end of the quarter, talking to her team about taking care of the ball.
Let's go back down to the court with Brooke Kirchhoffer.
Yeah, Matt, you were just mentioning Adley Blacklock, and she really is Miss Lubbock, Texas, the Lubbock, Texas native. And what's interesting about her recruiting cycle is actually Coach Gerlich might have had the first offer into her when she was coaching at UT Arlington. She said she started scouting her back in the 8th grade, but she had committed to Oregon State the week before Coach Gerlich got the Texas Tech job. She said she still tried to get her, but she was loyal to Oregon State, but they were able to get her back this year, and she really is a fan favorite and is also happy with how her role will continue to grow here at Texas Tech.
She has to be happy with that shot right off the bench. Her three gives Texas Tech a 10-7 lead. On the prior possession, it was Chevalier called for the offensive foul.
Well, she's someone that hasn't really been shooting the ball well as of late, kind of been in a shooting slump, but that was a big bucket. Neither team has really found an offensive groove, but now it seems like the last 2 possessions, both of these teams knocking down a 3. They're starting to heat up a little bit.
Beautiful sidestep 3 there for Layla Blair. She's now tied the record most 3-pointers made in Houston women's basketball history. She's at 226 for her career. Extra pass to Maupin. Corner 3 is off the mark. Merchant grabs the rebound. Final 22 seconds of the first quarter. The shot clock is off. Five seconds left for Layla Blair. Merchant from the corner. She drains the 3 to close the quarter, and Houston ends the period with a 3-point lead.
A cold start for both of these teams, but then you see Blacklock knocking down a 3 for Texas Tech, and then Houston responds with 2 threes of their own. First Layla Blair, and then Kiara Merchant. The Cougars up by 3, heading into the second.
Talked about 2 minutes into the game, went into Baylor and were down by just 13 after 3 quarters.
That's one thing that you have to be really impressed with about this Houston Cougars squad is that it doesn't matter how many players they have available. Whoever is out on the court, they are playing hard. They are really locked in, and you wouldn't be able to know that they have that short bench because they have just stayed mentally into all of these games. They've run out of gas by the 4th quarter a lot of times, but you got to give Coach Huey and his staff a lot of credit for putting together a good game plan where they can stick with these teams for 3.5 quarters.
There's a corner 3 off the mark from Blacklock. Offensive rebound here from Freelon. Shavers hits the 3. That's 5 straight second chance points. This game had no second chance points in the first quarter.
Well, Coach Gerlich talked to us about how they're really trying to simplify their offense. Sometimes less is more for them, and that time it was just a simple pat. You get the ball, you get a good look, you get the offensive rebound, you get another shot, and that's sometimes the easiest way to get offensive going for your team. So that's what Coach Gerlich wants to see more of here in the second quarter.
Chevalier lost her balance. A tie-up will give the ball back to Houston as Shavers was first to respond. A few offensive rebounds in the last few possessions from Kyla Freelon. A starter last season, more of a substitute this year. But she's been excellent on the offensive glass. Here's Chevalier, and the shot clock expired. Houston did not quite realize the shot clock was expiring.
Yeah, Coach Huey putting his hands up. You could hear people starting to yell, but it was just a little too late by the time Chevalier realized that she needed to get it up. And so that's just an unforced turnover right there for the Cougars.
Danae Fritz away from Chevalier. Jasmine Shavers. Fritz. Blacklock to the corner. Excellent pass for Fritz. Missed 3. Bostock grabs the rebound. Texas Tech 3 of 12 from deep so far. Layla Blair against Wynn. Behind the back a few times, left it short. Wynn grabs the rebound. Turnover. Jada Wynn throws it behind Jasmine Shavers.
Both of these teams just still having too many turnovers that you would think these coaches would be happy with. Texas Tech at 7, Houston's at 10. The good thing is that it's pretty even. Both of these teams are turning it over, but if one of these teams can start to take care of the ball, that's going to be able to be hopefully a way that they can pull away in this game, is if they start to take care of the ball more and get some more looks up before they turn it over.
Aaliyah Love getting to the paint, had her shot blocked. Excellent defense from Kala Freelon. Shavers draws foul inside the paint. Now Freelon has been excellent on the offensive glass and here defensively for Texas Tech.
Yeah, a nice job there putting herself at the free throw line for the first time in this, or actually they called it on the ground, but just still a nice job of attacking the rim and trying to get a look around the basket. She does make an impact on both ends, like you said, with rebounding and what she can do in the paint.
Freelon with 2 more. She's been electric her 3rd season at Texas Tech. Gerlich told us she's a track athlete they convinced to play basketball. And here's Merchant on the other end with the layup.
We haven't seen much transition looks for Houston, but a nice job there by Kiera Merchant, able to beat Texas Tech up the floor and able to get an easy layup from it.
And Shavers into Freelon. Back out for Bristow. She misses from 18 feet. Blair has the rebound. 1 versus 3. She'll back it out instead and give it to Cook. Cook will attack. Floater is short from Cook. Freelon has another board. She has been sensational since coming into this game.
5 rebounds already. A nice job there, just crashing the glass, pulling down all the boards. Houston's got to find a way to block her out and not allow her any offensive rebounds. And defensively, there's not much she can do. She has a better position and she's able to pull them down.
Beautiful from Maupin. She has shoot a few screens and then hits the mid-range with 4 left on the shot clock. Four points for Maupin. Texas Tech up by 4. Bostock preparing to come back in for Houston. Blair inside for Cook. She uses her body well but missed the layup. Freelon has another rebound.
Yeah, she's not allowing Houston any second chance looks right now, the way that she just continues to pull down the board. She's there every time. She reads it well and sees where the ball is coming off the rim.
Beautiful left-handed finish from Jasmine Shavers leads to a Houston timeout. Texas Tech has outscored Houston 11-2 here in the second.
Rethink things, and now is medically retired. You'll typically see her on the bench with the team. She wasn't able to make it out for this trip, but as we talk with Coach Gerlich this week and her wanting to have a 3rd player scoring in double figures, she thought that would be Jordan Merritt. Now they're looking for somebody else to step up.
Coach Stockbrook, Coach Gerlich said Merritt was a big piece of what we do. 17 minutes per game for the former 5-star recruit who spent her first 3 years at Florida. A good look inside, but a miss. Now Merritt, a big family. We remember seeing her last year, 7 siblings. And 11 starts for Jordan Merritt. So you lose a starter. And since her departure and her medical retirement, Austin, they've kind of shuffled the pieces for this starting 5 in a 5-game losing streak, which was snapped with the win against BYU last weekend.
Well, you have to imagine that was a really difficult decision for Jordan Merritt, but putting her health at the forefront of the decision. And like you said, Texas Tech has switched up some things with the starting lineup, switched up some things of what they're doing offensively. But Coach Gerlich has said the last week or so, she finally feels like they're starting to click and put all those pieces together. And they're really starting to click here in the second quarter as well. They're now on an 8-0 run. They've scored 15 points here in the second quarter. And it's doing a little bit of everything. We've seen a couple layups. We've seen a couple jump shots. We've seen a 3-point already. We've seen a steal. So the way that they've played the second quarter, Coach Gerlich has to be happy. She talked with their team after that first quarter, and you can tell they've made some in-game adjustments.
15-2 Texas Tech here in the second quarter. Shavers draws contact, no call. Rebound Bostock. Layla Blair attacks, bounce pass for Bostock inside. Another tie-up, she goes to the ground. Possession arrow with the Red Raiders.
The right idea by Layla Blair, but sometimes those bounce passes like that are hard to catch, and Bostock able to get it, but allowing Texas Tech time to also put their hand on it and get that tie-up.
Gigi Cook goes to the bench. Houston has Chevalier, Blair, Cook, Love, and Bostock on the floor. Here's Freelon facing up against Love. Mop in inside. Push in the back on Love as she tried to clear Kyla Freelon. Second foul on Aaliyah Love. Like that. First personal foul on Love. Good reaching from Cook. She poked it away from behind. Cook sprints out ahead of Maupin. Missed her shot. She thought she was fouled. Rebound for Bristow. Back-to-back fouls from Love. And we can hear Love talk to the official right in front of us, claiming that Blacklock just flopped.
You can see the frustration after that play, but the ref probably has to call something like that. Love a little bit out of control, and if you make any type of contact like that in a situation where you're trying to press and you're trying to get up and guard, the refs are more than likely going to call a foul in that situation.
A smart play there from Adley Blacklock, sensing Love coming, just stopped, held her ground, and absorbed the contact.
Yeah, and yeah, as much as it really might not have been a foul, it's just a nice job by Texas Tech in recognizing that situation and drawing the attention by the ref, who was standing right there next to you, that there was some contact initiated.
Adley Blacklock hits the three. She has 2 threes off the bench. She commits a foul here against Bostock, but Blacklock has brought the energy that Krista Gerlich expects from her here today.
Nice job there. You see the attention that Texas Tech is drawing down low with their inside presence. Houston helping off just enough, and great vision there to kick it out to the corner, find your open shooter, and you got your feet set and you knock it down.
And Coach Gerlich told us Adley Blacklock's role is growing on this team. Blair, turnover, sloppy pass too far in front of Gigi Cook. Houston has changed. We've watched this team for many years, Austin, and much better discipline with the ball in their hands. That's changed to that's 14 turnovers for the Cougars.
And 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter. They only have 2 points this entire second quarter. So they're just turning the ball over and struggling to shoot the ball. A quarter like this is what we were talking about. You put yourself in a hole, and it's just really hard. Even if you play solid in the second half, you're climbing out, you're digging out of this hole. And so see if you can put together a few defensive stops and see what you can do on the offensive end here to end the second quarter.
Another turnover for Houston. That's 5 turnovers in the last 5 minutes. Here's Fritz. Bristow. Clear space. And back for Maya Peets. Facing up against McFarland. She lowers the shoulder. Shot clock at 5. Rejection from McFarland.
Team defense right there. 3 Houston defenders getting the job done.
Chevalier backs it out. J.G. Cook, 9 on the shot clock. McFarland sets the screen. 3 defenders there. Chevalier with 4 on the shot clock. Tries a 3. And a rebound for Pete underneath. Here comes Maupin. Houston had all the momentum seemingly ending the first quarter. Up 13-10 after the Merchant make. Maupin draws a foul against Houston, but it's been all Lady Raiders. 18-2 Texas Tech here in the second.
They're just passing the ball, they're sharing the ball. You love the ball movement that you've seen from Texas Tech here in the second quarter, and they're just letting the game come to them. And you got to give credit to the way that they're playing right now, and Houston just really struggling to find any type of offensive groove.
Blacklock to inbound. Into Maya P. Danae Fritz. Shot clock at 7 for Maupin. Throws it to Pete. Offensive foul on Maya P.
And that's something you can tell that they recognize in the scouting report. Something that Texas Tech did a lot the last time when these two teams played was you set that screen and you slip right away. Kiera Merchant, a really nice job in the perfect position as the help defender to come over and draw that charge, putting her body on the line against someone bigger than her. So great defense there by Kiera Merchant, understanding the scouting report and recognizing that that slip potentially could be coming.
On the prior possession, Ashley Chevalier picked up her 3rd personal foul. It's Blair, Merchant, Cook, McFarland, and Bostock on the floor for Houston. Just 2 points in the second quarter for the Cougars. Inside to McFarland. Back for Blair. Reverse layup, Layla Blair.
Nice move by Layla Blair, a much needed bucket here just to give them a little bit of something.
Shot clock is off. Shavers peeks back at her head coach, Krista Gerlich, for the play call. Bostock guarding Shavers. High screen coming here from Kyla Freelon. Kick out, fake of a 3, and she stepped on the sideline. Turnover there for Jada Wynn.
Court awareness is key. You got to understand and recognize where you are, how much space you have between the three-point line and being out of bounds. Yeah, you can see it there, just her right foot, just a smidge over.
5 seconds left for Merchant. Merchant off the window, missed it. Maupin grabs the rebound. Texas Tech was down 3 after 1 quarter, but the Lady Raiders outscore Houston 18-4 in the second, and will head into the locker room with an 11.
Free throw line. They've only scored 17 in this game. 5 of them they've been to the free throw line 6 times. They've made 5 of them. So that's the way that Cougars help themselves, is getting to the free throw line. So Texas Tech needs to do the same, match that, and be aggressive and put themselves at the line as well.
Houston starts the third with the turnover. Blair's pass too heavy for McFarland. McFarland rebounds. Here's Merchant for Blair. Maupin got a hand on it. Cook attacks and has the touch. Good start for Houston on the offensive end.
That's what you have to do, be assertive right out of the gate, try to make a play, create a little bit of momentum for yourself, and create some turnovers on the defensive end as well, is what will be key for the Cougars to get back into this one.
Wynn steps into a 3 off the back iron. Fritz hustles for the rebound and passes to Maupin. Good long rebound from Danae Fritz. Wynn steps into another 3. This time it's all there.
Way too much time for Wynn to get that shot off. No defense able to be near her at all. She had all the time in the world to set her feet and get that one to go.
Merchant lost the handle. Another turnover for Houston, picked up by Jada Wynn. Good read from Cook. She has her own pick, and she's charged with the offensive foul. Wynn draws the charge.
Cook questioning that call, but I think it's the right one. When they're setting her feet, you can tell that she has her stance ready. Maybe not the most perfect angle, but her feet are set. She has a great stance. She has her arms across her chest, and she falls straight back.
Jada Wynn, more of a sub last season, a starter this season for Krista Gerlich and Texas Tech. Here's Johnson. Wynn. Shavers hits the 3. She had a hand in her face and still hits.
Simple ball movement. Texas Tech just really starting to play with each other. They're rhythming into their shots, and they're feeling more confident now. And that's something Coach Gerlich really talked about with her team during that shooting slump. Stay confident as shooters. If you miss one, believe that you're going to make the next one, and that's what you've seen the Lady Raiders do here within this game. Just the first quarter, they start to struggle, and since then, they've really started to knock down some big shots.
Another turnover for Houston, really sloppy with the ball here in the third quarter. Wynn will inbound here to Maupin. Now Wynn back to Sarah Sanogo. Sanogo, Shavers, nice left-handed finish away from the outstretched arm of McFarland.
And the other thing with Texas Tech now, they score and then it allows them to set up in this full court pressure to speed the game up and not allow Houston to get some easy looks. So it's great that you score, and then it's even better because it helps your defense go into your full court press that you want to be in.
McFarland missed. Rebound for Wynn. Here comes Johnson. Cook knocked it away from the backside. It was last touch by Logan Johnson. It's Houston ball. Here's Merchant in the backcourt. LeBlair tightly guarded by Bailey Maupin. Another turnover. Maupin forced it. It was caught by Sanogo. Johnson back for Shavers. Good fast break and a timeout for Houston. Texas Tech rolling inside Fertitta Center. 18-4. They outscored Houston in the second. They've done it once again here in the third, this time with the three ball. First, Jada Wynn from the right corner. Then an extra pass. Jasmine Shavers from the opposite. Texas Tech up 19 inside Fertitta Center.
It's in 0 assists. She got the start here tonight. It's surprising to see those numbers, given Coach was telling us this week that, look, she's defending at a high level and becoming more of a playmaker for us, and she's shooting the ball more and looking for her shot more. So an off night so far for Fritz, who is currently on the bench.
Thank you. We talked about her with Coach and experience at two other Big 12 schools, Iowa State and Baylor.
And not just experience with those programs, but they went to the Sweet 16 on both of those teams. So she knows what it takes to win at a really high level, and she has those same expectations this year. It's taken her a little while to understand the role that she's playing on this team. And even if you're having an off night, Coach Gerlich is the type of coach that's going to get on you and try to make plays and impact winning in different ways. Can you create for others? Can you do something on the defensive end? And that's what makes these teams great, is that you can find other ways to help your team even when you do have an off night.
McFarland with the catch beyond the three-point line. Here's Blair. Merchant, a contested three, is off the mark. Rebound for Logan Johnson. We saw some very efficient offense from Houston last time at home. There's an easy layup for Logan Johnson. Houston just has not been able to get in the same offensive sets here today. Cook will get to the free throw line here.
Yeah, and it's one thing if you're having an off night shooting the ball, but that means your defense has to be elite on the other end of the floor. And right now, Texas Tech is just getting anything that they want. They're scoring in all three levels of the game. They're getting looks around the rim. They have some jump shots, and then we've seen them lately knock down some open threes. So the Cougars just struggling right now on both ends to really put anything together, look a little discombobulated out here.
Cook misses the first free throw, her first attempt today. It's been the inconsistency that has troubled Ron Huey with his team. Merchant had a breakout game against Oklahoma State, maybe the best of her career. Then she didn't score against Baylor. Cook had a nice day at Baylor. Only 3 points today. Hard to win in this league when you're not getting consistent performances from your team. And Houston down to only 8 available players today after the broken nose for the starting guard, Leilani Ogman.
And especially at this point in the season, when you're in the middle of Big 12 play, you feel like you understand your role. You know what is expected out of you on a night-to-night basis. And so to come up and have one game where you make some big plays and the next one you're just really quiet and do nothing. That's frustrating for a coach to see the potential that you have and then not see you execute to that level the next game.
Good finish from Johnson. Here's Merchant, handed off for McFarland. She missed the layup. Another rebound from Kyla Freelong. That was the best moment today for Logan Johnson, the Houston native who went to Houston Christian Academy, sophomore guard. Texas Tech has outscored Houston 32-7 since the end of the first quarter. Missed corner three, Jalen Bristow. Love rebounds. Mid-range for Layla Blair. Off the mark, a rebound for Bristow.
And Layla Blair is someone that has a great pull-up jumper, but when you're struggling right now as a team to score, I think you got to pull it out right there, draw up the set, and see if you can get a really good look around the rim, because you just need a bucket to go for you right now more than anything.
Bristow clears space from Layla Blair and hits from the free throw line. 6 points in 11 minutes for Jalen Bristow today. All Texas Tech this afternoon inside Fertitta Center. Lady Raiders have outscored Houston 16-3 here in the third quarter.
Game plan, and he just told them, come on, take quick shots, get back into this one.
You got to take it one possession at a time. They've had an inability to score consistently in this one. They have been pretty great at going to the free throw line. That's been the one bright spot in this game. And so at this point, like Brooke said, you got to play fast. You got to get some looks in transition, and if you can, and also put yourself at the free throw line. It's the only way you're going to be able to dig out of this hole.
Love makes the first. We saw against Oklahoma State a win against a ranked foe last time they were home. A lot of handoffs at the top of the key, a lot of isolation attacks. We have not seen that much today. Anything you've seen from Texas Tech defensively that has denied Houston those opportunities?
Not really, but it does look like a completely different team or game plan from when they beat Oklahoma State just recently to now how they're playing in this one. And you can't let the opponent affect your game plan and what you want to do. You have to go out and still execute the way that you want to. And right now, just Texas Tech is dictating the pace of this game, controlling it on both ends of the floor, and just really imposing their will to the way that they're playing right now.
McFarland will take free throws. I think one difference, Austin, is the zone. I think Oklahoma State played some zone. It is easier to get to those spots against a zone. Haven't seen zone from Texas Tech today, so I think finding the space has been more difficult for Houston. And then you have the turnovers. 19 already today for Houston. Hard to run the sets when you're turning the ball over that frequently.
Yeah, Houston's beating themselves right now with those 19 turnovers, just a flurry of them. They just, Coach Huey says time and time again, gas, get a shot. And when they turn it over, they don't even have the opportunity to get a shot, to get a look at the rim. And so that's just been the biggest thing for the Cougars of why they are where they are in this game right now with just 23 points and struggling to get anything going in a rhythm offensively.
McFarland makes both. Texas Tech has out-rebounded Houston 26-15. Lady Raiders are 7-1 this season when they out-rebounded opponents. Some zone defense here from Houston. And there is the three from Danae Fritz.
Well, I expected Houston to maybe play some zone early in this one, but now that the way that Texas Tech is playing, we've seen them knock down 7 threes. You got to think that this probably isn't the best time to play that zone defense. You want to play man, you want to get up and have that pressure that we saw to start the game and see if you can create some turnovers. Now is not the right time to pack the paint and allow Texas Tech to just shoot those open threes.
Blair missed the sidestep three. A foul called on Maya Pete, the Chandler, Arizona native, as she fought for the rebound against McFarland. Chevalier to inbound here. Last touched by Jalen Bristow. Shavers has 12. Blacklock has 8 off the bench. Bristow is 6 for Texas Tech. It's inbounded to Bostock, who dribbles off her foot. We have not seen Bostock in many of those interior positions, more of a spot-up shooter. So this is a different role for her today.
Yeah, and that's, partly because of the short bench and the limited players that Houston is playing with, but you have to have that next man up mentality and be ready to play whatever position that your team needs you to be.
Pete kicked it out, missed corner 3 from Blacklock. Offensive rebound for Bristow. It will stay with the Lady Raiders. Texas Tech have now attempted 43 shots. Houston has attempted just 26 shots today.
Yeah, they're going to double them up before we know it at this rate that they're playing offensively. They're getting looks, and then they're also getting second chance looks. And on the other end, Houston just continuing to struggle to get any looks around the rim. So Texas Tech, you got to give credit for the way that they're just playing offensively right now, just in a flow and starting to really find that rhythm that Coach Gerlich knew her team had the potential to do this year.
Chevalier has the steal against Adley Blacklock. Now it's Layla Blair. Spinning, passing, Love, good touch.
And that's just the third assist of this game from Layla Blair, from the team and as a whole right now. And so that just tells you about the way, the flow offensively that Houston has been in. They just haven't had that ball movement, the sharing the ball, to only have 3 assists in this game total. And that's partly because they've only made 7 shots, but that just is part of the game that you have to recognize. Is it's easier to score when you're moving the ball instead of going one-on-one, and try to recognize that going forward.
Good entry pass, shot clock violation. It was close, but after the horn from Maya Pete, after the feed from Logan Johnson. Texas Tech beat Houston right before the holidays to open up Big 12 play, and then a 5-game losing streak before beating BYU last weekend. 18 for Maupin, 19 for Shavers in that win. Now trying to make it 2 straight wins. Good finish inside for Peyton McFarland.
Yeah, she's been quiet in this one, but a nice job there, just using her size, a couple dribbles and going straight up with it.
Nice fade away from Maya Pete, who used her body well against Peyton McFarland. 4 years at Arkansas Pine Bluff, now in her first season at Texas Tech. Deep 3 is short from Blair. Adley Blacklock with the long rebound. Wide open 3, Jalen Bristow. Halfway down before the rebound from McFarland. Outlet pass for Love. Johnson knocked it away. Houston ball in the corner.
The right idea to push it up the floor and try to get a look in transition, but this is just how the game's going. They still can't get anything easy, even in the transition game on the opportunity that Texas Tech does miss a shot, and they have to try to get some numbers down the floor.
4 changes there. Johnson, Bristow, Pete go to the bench alongside Blacklock. Now Shavers, Jade Fritz, Ellen Maupin, Sarah Sanogo, and Jada Wynn on the floor now for Texas Tech. Shot clock is at 7 for Layla Blair. Contested pull-up. She'll get the roll. 7 points for Layla Blair. Full closing seconds of the third. A dominant third quarter for Texas Tech as the Lady Raiders outscore Houston 23-12. 3 quarters in the books. And the lead is 22 points for Texas Tech inside Fertitta Center.
The field goal at the end of the shot clock is under review at 1 minute and 30 seconds.
She said, look, I want to sell the experience. I want to bring players in here who understand the tradition and history of the program. And she was a little worried about the start they were on to conference play, but boy, Matt, they are playing Texas Tech ball.
Well done, Brooke. And They are here inside Fritz Center. I think doing it with their defense today more than anything. Layla Blair will have a three-point play. But Austin, this team has a great fan base. Third in the Big 12 in attendance for women's basketball. She talked about having over 40 alumni at a recent alumni weekend. There's a lot of pride going back many years for Texas Tech Lady Raider basketball.
Well, something Coach Gerlich sells recruits on is what it means to be a Lady Raider. She has that experience. She can show firsthand, I love this program, and this is why, and this is what I did in my time, and these are the memories that I will cherish and remember forever. And she's attracting those type of players to her program. A lot of Texas kids, a lot of West Texas kids in particular that want to stay close to home, have grown up Texas Tech fans, and now having the opportunity to play for a school like that and play for a coach like Krista Gerlich is just a really cool opportunity for a lot of these players.
Excellent crossover and finish there from Jasmine Shavers. Out of Mesquite, Texas, Horn High School. She committed to Mississippi State but never played there before transferring. She completes the three-point play. She has 14 points in 21 minutes. Here's Chevalier. Challenge in the backcourt, finds Cook. Layla Blair thought about the three, instead pulls it out. We talked about the West Texas ties. Jalen Bristow from Holiday, Texas, about 3 hours east of Lubbock. Now Bailey Maupin, Groover, Texas, 90 miles north of Amarillo, near the Oklahoma border. And then Natalie Blacklock, the local hero, back home after 2 years at Oregon State. Blair missed the three. Love grabs the rebound, back to Chevalier. Dared to shoot, she misses the three. Rebound for Sarah Sanogo. Well, last year, Texas Tech came here. Cheryl Swoops was in attendance. She scored 47 points in that title game victory to bring the '93 national title championship back to Texas Tech. Shavers misses the three. Fritz taps it out to win, or grabs the rebound. A lot of the hustle plays going Texas Tech's way today. Here's Maupin, 7 on the shot clock against Love. 4 seconds for Maupin. Fritz all alone in the corner. Another offensive rebound for Texas Tech. Maupin steps into a three. Finally, Cook grabs the rebound for Houston.
Yeah, just so many looks for Texas Tech. They don't score, but so much time comes off the clock when they're running offense like that. They're moving the ball, they're looking for good shots, and then they're crashing the boards and giving themselves a second and then third chance opportunity.
Chevalier goes to the line for 2. Texas before Texas Tech can finally get Houston. Misses the first. Chevalier, big roll off the bench. Houston's only used 7 players today. They have not used the walk-on Tatiana Arevalo. As Brooke Kirchhoffer reported, a broken nose. Or Leilani Ogman unable to get a mask with the snowstorm in Houston this week. Everything's been closed for about 48 hours. She hopes to play Saturday against Kansas, so it's a very short bench. Layla Blair has played every minute today for Houston. Travel the call against Kyla Freelon. McFarland to the bench. Merchant enters. We're at the media timeouts. And timeout here for Texas Tech. All Lady Raiders this afternoon in Houston.
And so you'll see her when she's off on the bench. She puts on these medical treatment sleeves over her knees that provide treatment for her in game when she's able to get those minutes off the court.
Good stuff. Good reporting. Not good for Peyton McFarland dealing with injury. And she does seem maybe not as mobile as against Oklahoma State when she was just flying up and down the court. That's a nice finish inside from Aaliyah Love.
Yeah, great job there by Aaliyah Love. But like you said, Peyton McFarland, she's battling and banging around time and time again. She's the only center on this team, so she has a lot of minutes, and it's hard on her body, and she's done everything she can. There's no doubt that she gives the effort that she can when she is available to play in this game, but at point you're going to get worn down, and you can just feel that right now from this Houston Cougar team, a little deflated. The depth that Texas Tech has versus the lack of that Houston has is just really playing a factor within this game. Tech has 28 bench points compared to just 1 for Houston.
Three-point play opportunity for the Houston native Logan Johnson. Coach Gerlich told us before last season, Logan Johnson's one of our best on-ball defenders. She can guard Layla Blair. She misses the free throw there. And the recipe feels a lot to me like the Oklahoma State game in the second half. Oklahoma State took a lot of threes in the first, missed a lot. Texas Tech has not been good from deep today, 7 of 24, but really since halftime, as Cook draws a foul, we've seen Texas Tech pass up the threes and just attack the paint and get to the free throw line.
And they're shooting overall at 48%, so they're making smart decisions with their shot selection here in the second half. They've made a couple threes, but a lot of times they're just playing way that they know they can and getting to the rim. They're trying to get those easier looks, those high percentage shots, and that's been what's the key for them to pull away in this game like they have.
Cook makes the first. Love leads Houston with 11. Layla Blair has 9. Cook has 5 after making both. Full court press here from Houston for the first time today. Fritz in the front court, leaves it for Logan Johnson.
Maupin's been quiet in this one. She only has 4 points, but she hasn't needed to do much with the way that everyone as a collective unit is playing for Texas Tech in this one. It's been balanced scoring across the board. Shaver's the only one in double figures, so that just tells you this is the way that Texas Tech needs to continue playing, and it's better as a whole when you have that balanced scoring and you're not relying heavily on Maupin to do all the work.
Blocking foul there called on Merchant, who tried to draw a charge. Love with the reach in. She fouls Kyla Freelon. Freelon will go to the free throw line. We mentioned what Coach Gerlich told us before last season. Track athlete, we talked into playing basketball, was a star in Colorado, winning multiple state championships. Multiple state titles and hurdles. Came to a Texas Tech basketball camp as a junior, and that's when they discovered her. A track star turned Power 4 basketball player. She's had a good day today.
Absolutely. You can tell the athletic ability that she has, but what she can do, 7 points and 7 rebounds, also has an assist. So she just impacts the game on both ends of the floor. A really, really great athlete that Texas Tech has on the basketball court now.
She now has 8 and 7 in only 16 minutes, and she's perfect in this full court press, Austin. She is the safety, just waiting for a soft pass as they go 2-2-1 in the full court press. The former hurdle state champion in Colorado.
Yeah, you allow her to roam, to be free, to read the eyes. She's great quickness and speed, and so you're going to get a lot of steals from her when you set her up in that position in the press.
Blair lowers the shoulder. She draws contact. Game is slowed down quite a bit here in the fourth. A lot of teams trading free throws. Fourth foul, Logan Johnson. Blair to the free throw line. Blair has played every second today. She can hit double figures with a free throw make here. Johnson on the bench with 4 fouls, replaced by Jasmine Shavers. Shavers back-to-back impressive scoring games, had 19 to beat BYU on Saturday. She leads Texas Tech with 15 points in just 23 minutes today.
Yeah, the duo of Shavers and Maupin, the way that both of these guards play off of each other, they have that ability to score when needed, and they can also get others involved. And today it's been Shavers that's going and getting her shot, hunting looks, and her teammates are finding her as well. And so it's just great basketball offensively that we've seen from Texas Tech after a little bit of a slow start. Ever since then, it's been, just firing on all cylinders for Texas Tech.
Here's Shavers. Shot clock is at 5. Freelon sets the screen. Shavers with a kick out. Corner 3, halfway down for win. 30-1 bench point advantage for Texas Tech. Chevalier misses the 3. She gives those minutes out. She likes a competitive team, starters and reserves, fighting for those spots. And look at the minutes today. You have 4 different players on the bench with 13 or more minutes for Texas Tech. Nice finish there from Danae Fritz.
Well, Texas Tech's depth has really, shown a light on the way that they have this depth in this game, but it's not just this game against Houston that they take advantage of their depth. That's something they want to do every game. Coach Gerlich talks about how she wants to have that internal competition and practice every day. She wants them battling and knowing that if you play hard in practice and I see what you're doing and you're doing the right things, you're going to have a chance to start. And so she's changed up the starting lineups multiple times. She's done some different rotations with these players, and it's just created just a really great group that she has, a deep group where she can rely on so many different players depending on matchups in a game.
Win went to the bench, replaced by Bristow. Cook will go to the free throw line. Houston had 13 points in the first quarter, ending with a corner 3 from Merchant. Cougars scored 4 points in the second period, 12 in the third. Most of those in the latter minutes of that quarter. And now 7 points here in the fourth. Houston at its best has 4 different players that can really beat you off the dribble, get to the basket, and Aaliyah Love, Layla Blair, Gigi Cook, and Kiera Merchant. But for that to work, you have to take care of the ball. And as we've talked about, 20 turnovers today. Not enough opportunities to Houston to get into those offensive sets.
Yeah, way too many turnovers, especially in a game like this. You're beating yourself in situations like that. And so it's just something that you can learn from. And Coach Huey's talked about that a lot, is after a loss, he talks with his team and he said, do you understand why you lost this game? These were the things that didn't go well. And so he's going to have that same conversation after this one and say, look, these were the biggest reasons why we weren't in this one against Texas Tech. We didn't take care of the ball is going to be probably the #1 thing that he mentions. And he also has to talk about, yes, on nights that you are struggling to score, how do you find ways to put points on the board in other ways? And so they'll learn, they'll go over the film, and then you got to clear it from your mind and move on to the next one.
Frenetic field to the last few minutes. Blair steps into a 3. That's off the back of the rim. Long rebound for Adley Blacklock. Houston 2 of 12 from three-point range today. Freelon lowers the shoulder. Draws a foul. Charge to Aaliyah Love. Aaliyah Love fouls out. 11 points, 7 rebounds in 34 minutes for Aaliyah Love. And Kyla Freelon, more of a starter last season, has been more of a reserve this season. 15 minutes per game, but just what Coach Gerlich and her staff wanted from the Denver native Kyla Freelon today. Freelon misses both. 3 minutes remaining here in Fertitta Center. Cook lost it. Freelon saves it and traveled as she tried to find a teammate.
At this point in the game, you're down by 22, but you're still playing for pride. And so you want to see these players for Houston. Layla Blair, she's still being aggressive and trying to push the ball up the floor. And just how you finish the game can give you a little bit more of a confidence boost after this one. And so you just want to play for pride at this point, try to finish this one strong in the final couple minutes, and help you feel a little bit better about this loss.
Merchant missed the three. Blacklock for Fritz. Kick out. Jalen Bristow misses the three. Merchant with the rebound. 2-on-2 here. Pass for Cook. Missed left-handed layup. Push off. Charge to Bristow as she went for the rebound. Now Texas Tech comes back home. They'll host Oklahoma State. Austin's alma mater on Saturday. Houston hosts Kansas. And in some ways, you could argue that the weather and the change in schedule may have helped Texas Tech. They got here Monday. 48 hours, more or less, to prepare for this game. They're in a hotel, more film study. It just started the spring semester, so maybe a little bit of study hall, but maybe more focus, like a professional environment for this game, whereas Houston is a little bit more displaced, trying to get to the arena, practicing yesterday without its full coaching staff.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors with the snow. Texas Tech, you're in the hotel, you feel like you're locked in there. You have nothing else to do but to go over the game plan, to hang out with your teammates, to build even more camaraderie and chemistry that they've built throughout this season. And so at times it's easier to be on the road when you're stuck in a situation like this with weather impacting the game.
Nice finish here from Danae Fritz, as Coach Gerlich uses a timeout to get some players in the game, including Kelly Moore, the sophomore from Lubbock, who will enter this game. But no doubt she's under a bit of pressure. 5th year. 5-game losing streak at the start of conference season is not fun for any program. And she said, being the coach of my alma mater is fun, but has pressure tied to it.
No doubt. There's a ton of pressure coming with being a head coach at a Big 12 school, but even more when you're at your alma mater, you feel that even more, that you want your teams to perform at a really high level, especially for someone like Coach Gerlich, who won at the very highest level as a player. And so she has those same expectations now as a coach, and there's going to be points in the season where you go through a little losing skid, and then you find your footing again and you get back on the right track. And so that's what shows the character of teams, is how you respond to those situations. And it feels like Texas Tech has turned the corner after that 5-game skid. They're starting to come together. They're playing great basketball, team basketball, sharing the ball, and that's just what Coach Gerlich wants to continue seeing here as Big 12 play continues. Is just the offensive ball movement will really help everything for Texas Tech.
Chevalier missed from 6 feet. Maupin had it blocked. Here comes Gigi Cook up court behind Layla Blair. Blair pulls up and hits. 12 for Layla Blair to lead Houston. And Krista Gerlich paid her dues. 7 years at UT Arlington after 9 years at West Texas A&M. 14 years before getting her dream job back at Texas Tech. Maupin will slow things down. Just 4 points for her today. They haven't needed her scoring, up by 21 on the road today. Shot clock violation. And some extra team bonding for this Texas Tech team, which will pick up its 2nd road win of the season, its 1st in conference play.
Yeah, Coach Gerlich told her team, hey, this is the memories that you're going to remember 10 years from now. You might not remember if you even win the game or lose the game, but you're going to remember being stuck in a hotel room in Houston during a snowstorm, and just the games you play or the stories you share, just different memories like that is something that you're going to take with you long after your playing career. And that's so true. I mean, I think back of some of my favorite memories come from, waiting in the airport after a late night and the plane has maintenance issues, or a long bus or road trip to somewhere. And so that's what college basketball is about in a lot of ways, is creating these memories with your teammates that become your lifelong friends. And so a great way for Texas Tech here today to create some memories in the hotel yesterday, being stuck there, and then come out today and take care of business on the road like they did.
Texas Tech wins. A footnote there, Layla Blair is the all-time three-point champion at Houston. That was her 227th made three right before the horn. She surpasses Brittany Scott, who made